This 1 Degree Outside video is sponsored by the Topsfield Fair, America's oldest fair. You can pre-order your admission, meal, and ride tickets today at topsfieldfair.org and join the fun October 4th through 14th, conveniently located on Route 1, just off of Interstate 95.
Hi, Matt Noyes, midweek insights here at 1 Degree Outside Weather Network. High pressure still very much in charge, but a lot of eyes on the weekend with the chance of showers going up. We're going to take a look at that right now. First of all, that big dome of high pressure that's been protecting us will continue to do that for another day or two. Down to the south is where we've got storm centers that are buzzing by, and there is some moisture and energy coming out of the Arkansas area. That is going to be making an ocean storm just off of our coastline on Friday that does raise the chance of at least a couple of showers and certainly the humidity and some cloud cover for us. Meanwhile, if you look at water vapor imagery, water in its gas form, a great tracer in the atmosphere, the whites, the greens, that indicates more of the moisture. You can see there's another disturbance that just came in off the Pacific up in western Canada. That actually is going to dip down and be over us by the end of the weekend into the first part of next week. But things are a little different now than they were just a couple of weeks ago. A couple of weeks ago, every time you got atmospheric energy overhead, I was telling you how it would produce showers and storms, and we had some good winds in the forecast that way together, right? Planning out for your weekends and things like that by looking at when the energy would be overhead, because we knew that was what would drive the showers and storms. Things have changed. So now in this pattern, you don't have the same humidity. You don't have the same heat. So you can do something like tomorrow and take this energetic disturbance and bring it right over New England during the day tomorrow and get nothing out of it. There's just not enough moisture in the atmosphere to make any showers, even when the energy comes right overhead. Then things get a little bit more interesting into the weekend. So Friday, here's some of that energy out of Arkansas kind of coming together with the disturbance that's over us tomorrow to make an ocean storm. Now, this will bring an easterly wind at the surface. We'll talk about that in a minute, but it increases the clouds, and there'll be a couple of showers that break out at times on Friday, particularly in the afternoon. What's interesting heading into the weekend is we actually kind of in between systems. So you get that ocean one that kind of buzzes away. The next big one that we looked at in Western Canada dropping in, but we are in between. Now, just ahead of this, you are going to produce a band of rain, and that's going to be in New York and Pennsylvania Saturday, and by late Saturday, it's coming into western New England. It has to snap through for many of us, but as you get into Sunday and Monday, you'll notice the energy coming right overhead. 2 weeks ago, we would have been looking at this saying, oh boy, it's going to be a bunch of showers and storms. Not anymore. Again, you don't have the same amount of humidity in the atmosphere, so you can actually get some of this energy overhead without much impact. Early next week, for example, Monday should be very nice. It begins a great stretch of fall weather again. Speaking of, still great weather tomorrow. A gentle southeast breeze kind of kicking up as we get later in the day. That does carry clouds in. Friday, there's a number of clouds. There's probably a little bit of fog, especially at the coast in the morning, because of an increase in humidity that you'll feel on Friday. And I can't tell you there won't be showers. I can tell you the bulk of them are going to be near that ocean storm. But with the increasing humidity and moisture in the atmosphere, there probably will be a couple of showers that pop up from time to time, particularly from, let's say, about mid-morning into the middle afternoon on Friday as you increase that humidity in the atmosphere. Saturday, again, we're west of the ocean storm, but we're east of most of the rain, at least the way it looks right now. Now, in all humility, right, we look at that and say, if we're 50 or 75 miles off, all of a sudden the Berkshires and the Green Mountains end up with rain in during the course of the midday on Saturday. We just, at this point, don't think that's the case. We think that we thread that needle and end up with the heaviest stuff off to the west for quite a while Saturday. Now, this doesn't mean there wouldn't be a shower that pops up. It's going to be humid Saturday. There will be a couple of showers that pop over the course of your Saturday midday and afternoon. We're not overly concerned about that as being a big widespread thing. We think the steadiest and heaviest rain comes into western New England in the latter part of Saturday, like heading into the late day and evening. We think it comes through for the rest of the Saturday night. Now, Sunday morning, there may be showers left over, but you know what? If the timing works out the way it's been looking, we actually make it the best part of the weekend overall on Sunday afternoon, believe it or not. So high temperatures tomorrow are great. They're a lot like today. You're 75 to 80, a gentle breeze that starts coming out of the southeast. Adds some clouds overnight Thursday night. It adds some humidity, and therefore it adds some pockets of fog, particularly near the coastline by Friday morning. You will have a number of clouds that will be bubbling up Friday because of the increased humidity in the atmosphere. Temperatures are running in the 70s. The other thing that I think is interesting is by Friday, you get your dew point temperature back up into the 60s. So you got a pretty good amount of humidity you can feel back in the air after having a week pretty much devoid of it. Friday night, you're going to hang out near 60 or in the 60s in southern New England because of that more humid air. And then it looks like Saturday, again, the pop-up shower, absolutely. It looks like there will be western New England. You'll wait until we get late in the day to get that band of rain that comes in. But again, for most of us, if it's a pop-up shower, it really isn't that big of a deal as compared to the band of rain that's going to try and swing through Saturday night. And by Sunday, again, if the timing holds, Then the morning, you may have some showers left over, but you may get some great improvement for the midday and the afternoon. Dew point temperature reaches its peak Friday into Saturday, then starts to come down, and then you get this next stretch of fall weather that's in for next week. Meanwhile, tropics, 3 areas being watched, one by the Yucatan Peninsula, one in the central Atlantic, one in the eastern Atlantic, none of them with imminent development. All of them, as I mentioned in pattern predictions, worth watching as we come to what is historically the most active time of the season, particularly for New England. But nonetheless, when you look at this 14-day forecast, you see that building chance of showers Friday, Saturday, and again, Sunday perhaps in the morning more than anything. And then after that, once that drier air starts coming in, second half of Sunday, if that is indeed when it arrives, you get great stuff around through next week, which is fantastic. It's 75 to 80 degrees. Before the chance of showers builds again toward the end of the 14-day. Again, I always just recommend, so does Danielle, getting that 14-day forecast from the app because you can get it for wherever it is you're heading. Plug in a location of where you're going to be this weekend. Watch how the chance of rain kind of goes up and down, but at least you get the explanation from us in these videos, right? Noyes, 1 degree outside. Weather, you'll find it in the App Store and Google Play. Thanks for checking in. See you with Evening Essentials coming up later on.